Hey everyone, welcome to the Joy Lounge. I am your host, PJ Pure Joy Boulanger. I've got some great information to share with you because I bring intriguing people that do intriguing things that help educate, empower, and encourage our community to stay healthy, whether it be financially or emotionally, physically, whatever way. You're going to get information that can be life-changing. So I'm glad that you're here with us today. I have an incredible guest that has an incredible story that we all need to be aware of, but also a man of many talents. So if you're looking for something that you can sponsor that's worthwhile, please consider sponsoring the Pure Joy podcast. Okay, hey everyone, welcome to the Joy Lounge for a little PJ effect. I am your host, PJ Pure Joy Boulanger, and I have an incredible guest with you today, a young man that has so many talents for his age that I'm very impressed, and I'm sure you will be too. His name is Jordan Cooley, but also we want to warn you up front, we do have a little bit of a story that's not so joyful, but we can find joyful ways to hopefully help in the community with. So welcome everyone, Jordan Cooley.
Thank you for having me.
This young man's younger than both my daughters, but he's already done so many incredible things. You had your own social media company, correct?
Yes, so I'm a actor, filmmaker, social media influencer, and I do a lot of filmmaking. I've been in theater since I was 5, so I've been chasing my dreams ever since I was a little kid, and now I'm 31 years old. I have 3 beautiful children, and my career is my dream. So,
shout out your children. What are their names?
Jack is my son. He's 8 years old. Josie is 9. She's so beautiful and
like Josie
vicious.
And the Pussycats?
Yes. Her middle name's Joplin. She was actually named after Janis Joplin.
Janis Joplin, wow.
And my son, his middle name is Morrison. He was named after Jim Morrison. And then I have my little 3-year-old. Her name is Luna.
Luna,
yes. And she is as beautiful as the moon. So
I have met his children, and they are incredible, joy-filled children, absolutely, because they have a joy-filled dad. So tell us about your experience in social media,
okay.
and then let's launch into your story about what you recently went through.
Okay. So when, like I said, since I've been a child, around the age of 5, I've been in theater. So acting has been a passion of mine since I can remember. And when I grew up in a very middle class, I would say more poor than middle family, and I couldn't pursue as many dreams as I wanted to because I didn't have the funding. We couldn't go to certain auditions. I could never travel out of state. I actually didn't travel out of state until I was 21. And when I was 21, I didn't have much money. I sold all my belongings, and I bought enough gear to walk across the country. And I did that, and it was a bunch of hitchhiking, walking. It took about 6 to 8 months, and I wrote another story. And I told myself, I'm going to go after my dreams and do everything I can to achieve this. And along that journey, I ended up becoming a dad. And for a moment there, I thought my dreams were over. Everyone says, once you have kids, it's all over.
Yeah, it's not
But the moment that I call it my daughter, because I call all my children, they're all natural births. And the moment that I looked at her for the first time, I knew God was real. I knew my dreams were not gone, and I finally had a why. And I think everyone needs a why, and children are the most precious thing on the planet. And having that fuel to my fire made my dreams happen. Fast forward, and I moved to Vegas because it was right next door to LA without paying LA prices.
Right.
I was in the Copperfield show for 3 years here in
interesting.
Las Vegas, and then Corona hit. And once Corona hit, everyone in Hollywood's got to figure out how to make money. Everyone in the showbiz has to figure out how to make money. And that was the rise of social media and TikTok and Facebook, YouTube, all that. That's where everyone who did know how to work a camera and turn your phone on, that's how you made money. And fortunately, I started working with, because of Copperfield, I met all the magicians in the town. And believe it or not, Vegas is the home of many, many magicians, circus performers, and all sorts of acts. And I like to call Vegas the entertainment capital of the world because you can find literally everything here. So I became buddies with them, got in their circle, and found out they have an amazing company called Network Media. Anyone is free to join. It's at Network Media creators.com or just networkmedia.com, and then you'll see the app there. But if you're into social media and you want to make a lot of money doing it, we have over like 80 different genres. So it's
Wow, fascinating.
yes, and it takes work. A lot of people think everything is just given to you. And you can ask, believe, and receive, but God will give you the tools. You have to build the house. He's not going to do everything for you. So it did take me about 2 years to really get going, and now I have 205,000 followers.
205,000 followers.
Yes,
wow.
ma'am.
That's
And
quite, that's quite a
that
following.
pays my bills, filming and being in the community and meeting like-minded individuals like yourself. And that's really what has driven me to be successful, is getting around people that I want to be like, and
Sure.
share the same passions and dreams, and then kind of climb your way up from there.
Tell me, Jordan, I'm really curious. Obviously, working for Copperfield is an incredible feat, but what has been one of your most favorite projects you've worked on in social media?
Oh, wow. So I think that's really hard to say, because I do so many different styles of skits, and I'm a motivational speaker here and there, so I do motivational things. Then I do funny things that are often sometimes corny. And if you're laughing with me or at me, it doesn't matter to me, as long as you're
Laughter is good
laughing.
medicine.
And I think for my career, the things that I've done, filmmaking and being in front of the camera and working on projects with my friends, because we have our own business, and we're trying to eventually get our foot into Hollywood and kind of change the game. A lot of the things that come from Hollywood are not the best.
No,
And they
right.
reboot everything, they remake everything, and I feel like the world needs fresh stories, positivity, and a little bit more God-driven content. I think would change the world for a better place. But so I would say the best thing that I've done is just inspiring people to do what their heart desires. And that could be anything. I mean, as long as you have a passion, if God gives you something that you can't go a day without thinking about, that's what you should do. You shouldn't drown yourself in the 9 to 5 if that's, honestly not what drives you. So I think inspiring people is my biggest thing. And hopefully, if I change one person's life, that's all that matters.
Yes.
So,
Well, I've seen over the years that a lot of us have a vocation and a lot of us have a calling.
Yes.
And then there's some of us who have a vocation and a calling that are basically this one and the same.
Yes.
And I feel like I'm coming into that finally,
Oh, that's
in
amazing.
my older years, is not having to just work and figure out how to do the things that I feel I'm called to do. So I feel like you're living that. Do you see yourself living your vocation and your calling put together?
so it's crazy that you mentioned that, because so JC Dreams is my brand.
JC Dreams.
JC stands for Jordan Cooley. And
Or Jesus Christ?
well,
gotta
here's
get
the
that
funny
in
thing
there.
is I'm getting goosebumps now
Yeah.
because it is. And when my daughter was born, when I gave my life to Christ, I gave my life to Christ probably a month after she was born. I was baptized. I was saved in Michigan. Shout out to Michigan. I love you guys.
Yeah.
I met a mentor, a good friend of mine, who was really faith-driven. And I was the type of guy that was, it's me, it's me, it's me. Like, I'm in control of all this. And I tell you what, God just did not leave me alone. He was like, all right, you think so? Let's keep working, because here's the thing is I was so curious. I started talking to people more about God, and it's crazy that you're a chaplain, because I remember telling you,
Yes, I am
a
a
chaplain used to come and visit me at the dealerships that I worked in, and we'd have talks for hours, and when I should have been working. But it was the most beautiful experience, and I kept just being more called to chase Jesus and learn more and more. And the moment that I started doing that, I'm like, okay, this is great. And then I started living with Christ, following Christ, and still sin. I mean, we all do. Every single day I try to be better than I was the previous time. But my life and the things that I've went through have, it's really hard sometimes to
Absolutely.
bounce back. But I kept telling myself, God's got me, God's got me. God put these dreams into my mind for a reason, to change the world for better. And then fast forward, I left Michigan in 2017, and we've been in Vegas ever since. And JC Dreams has always been my brand. Even though on Facebook, the one that I have the 200,000 followers on, that's just my name, it's Jordan Cooley. And I noticed recently that the JC, it needed a rebranding. So I changed my logo. You guys can see that on the page and everything, because it is Jesus Christ. It's not just Jordan Cooley. My dreams and everything from since I was a young kid have always been given to me by a higher power. And God has fueled me to the point now, after everything I've been in, and we'll touch on that here in a second, but over the past 4 weeks, I have given myself 1,000% to God. Correct. I've 26 days sober. No alcohol.
Wow.
I got rid of that little addiction that I had because, yes, it was a problem. I've been clearing my mind. I've been chasing after him more and more. And now I've changed my business into a ministry. And I would love if anyone out there knows how to change your company into a nonprofit and do ministry work, please reach out to me, because I do need your help. And now my company is fully God-driven, and I plan on changing the world with
I know
film.
someone who's really good at that. Her name is Vicky Greco,
Ooh,
and I
amazing.
would love to connect you with her.
That would be
Vicky Greco,
amazing.
there's a shout out for you.
Thank you.
But so you said that you ended up in Michigan. Was that part of your walk across America?
So
and you ended up there?
It was funny because when I was walking, I went from North Carolina all the way to the edge, went through the mountains. I met, I call them the Three Amigos, because they were amazing, and they spoke barely any English, and they came here legally, and they were living with their families, and they saw me walking, and they stopped and were like, "Where are you going?" And they actually let me stay with their family. It was so crazy. This was my first
I love
experience
stories
of
like that.
let me stay with their family. They cooked me dinners every night. They took me to the movies, and then I found out they were going to Ohio, which is where my Jack and Josie's mother was living at the time. And I was like, "Wow, you're going to Ohio?" And they're like, "Yeah, we're doing a construction gig, and we'll give you a ride." And they actually took me all the way up to Ohio,
Wow.
where their mother was, and we fell in love and all of these things. So her family is from Michigan. So when I went out on my country tour and did all that stuff, they were still living in Ohio, but then her dad ended up getting a job out there in Michigan, and they ended up buying a house. So by the time I got to California, they were getting ready to move to Michigan. So when I came back, I was only in Ohio for maybe a week and a half, and then we moved up to Michigan, and that's where both of my children were born.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, where are you at today with your social media company? That now that you're changing it to a ministry, what type of work are you doing these days?
So now, and this is very recent too, I realized that this is what I want to do, because JC Dreams hasn't profited. It hasn't made any money. It's just been something that I've been chasing after since 2017. And I didn't make any money with it. When I started my social media with Jordan Cooley and just did myself, and I did all these funny skits and things with Michaela, which is my girlfriend, and she's very successful too. She just hit 500 and some thousand followers.
Wow.
And I started doing the same styles of skits with her, pranks, couple stuff, just really funny stuff. And that took off more than my other thing did. So then I just realized, like, hey, what am I going to do with JC Dreams? And then God kept talking to me. He was like, JC Dreams is not Jordan Cooley, it's Jesus Christ, and you need to be more vocal. And with everything that was going on in the world at the time around September 10th, and everything, that really put a little bit of fuel, added a lot more fuel to that fire. Is like, I shouldn't be quiet anymore. I tried to really not talk about my faith and encourage people to chase God, even though I would here and there. I would tell them about my stories and past and how, I sin.
We all sin and
Jesus
come
Christ
short of the glory
loves
of
sinners. He loves sinners. And, that's what he's died for. And as long as you ask for forgiveness and you give your life to Christ, things will change.
Yes.
And I noticed
and you'll
that.
turn away from those things.
And I noticed it big time. So now I'm really gearing up. As you can see, I'm injured. So there's not a lot of things I can do at this moment, but I'm gearing up. I'm getting all my ducks in a row because I'm telling you, the next stage in this, the next chapter in this beautiful book is going to be incredible. And
Do you have a title? What would you entitle the next chapter?
Resurrection.
Resurrection. Woohoo.
I would.
Wow.
Because I feel I'm about to get rid of the long hair. I'm about to
get
change
wow.
the.
No more hippie hair?
No, hair holds memories. And unfortunately, I've been through a lot of traumatizing things in the last few years. And I'm ready to let go of this. I've had short hair before.
Yeah.
I've been managers in companies, business companies and stuff. I've been in a suit and tie every day for 5 years. And
It does seem a little more mature when the hair is short.
It is. And people do, unfortunately, judge you when they meet you.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's just the way the world is. So I want people to look at me and see you well put together and look past all the appearance. When I show up and I got these ripped pants and my long hair, people
You
are like,
just
oh.
look like an artist, right?
They're like, oh. And to be honest, it's not like I'm seeking validation from anyone because at the core, I do not care if what you think about me until you get to know me. And they do say you're not judged on by how much you love others, but you're judged on how many people love you in rooms that you're not in. And
Wow,
I think
say that again.
So they say that you are not judged by how many people that you love. It's about how many people love you when you're not in the room with them. And that's where your reputation comes into play. That's where all these things come into play. And to be honest, this guy, this long-haired artist, musician, filmmaker, he's done not so much. I would say he's done some things that I'm not so proud of. And it's just like this character, he's did everything that he was meant to do, and now it's time to bring the very clean, professional Jordan back. And
So at your age, 31, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Would you say that this is quite normal for your friends, the people, associates that you associate with, at your age to come into this reality, this acknowledgement, this time for transformation, to be resurrected? Or do you think that it's something peculiar that you're going through?
I pray and I hope that it's the first one. I pray that everyone, because here's the thing, if you stay in your current situation, if you're comfortable where you are in life, you're not moving. You have to be constantly changing, forever flowing and adapting. And if you're not doing that, when you get comfortable, things get messy. And I don't like to be comfortable. I want to be a better man than I was yesterday. And I pray that a lot of people think that way.
Right.
But it is unfortunate that many don't.
Many
and
don't.
I've had to, and I hope you guys do the same thing, because you have to really take a look at your circle. And you have to cut ties with the dead weight. And it's not that you don't love these people. It's not that you don't care about them. But your family and how you move and how you interact with others deeply matters. Because if you're hanging out with 4 people who are the absolute worst people, they're negative, they bring nothing but drama into your life, you will become the 5th.
Right.
If you hang out with 4 people who are successful, God-driven, goal-driven, and to be honest, they don't even have to be Christians, they don't have to be there, but if they're good, genuine people, you will be the 5th of that group. Right. So your circle really matters. So I pray and hope that a lot of people do change and they feel a calling, a transformation. I call it the butterfly effect,
yes.
Where you're the caterpillar. Now you're going through metamorphosis, and now you're a beautiful butterfly, and you show the world your beautiful wings because you deserve it. You deserve to fly and hang around other butterflies. Yes.
Very renewing.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you feel like you're in that position right now? Are you still in the cocoon, or are you kind of in the stage where you're breaking out of the cocoon?
I am breaking out little by little every single day. I'm not a butterfly yet, and I don't think I will be until the hair comes off till I step into
Wow.
this new
We
thing.
should film that. You make sure you
I'm
film
going
the,
to.
the
So
haircut.
I'm doing a movie. It's my last movie with long hair. It's The Crow, and it's
The
called
Crow.
The Crow Resurrection is what it's called, and it's basically a tribute film. My favorite movie of all time is The Crow, with Brandon Lee. He's actually Bruce Lee's son, who died making the film, and that film has been one of my favorite. It's a cult classic, and I'm doing a tribute to that film, but it's also my resurrection. It's I'm going to die in the film. I come back to set things right with these evil people who killed me and my fiance, and it's also going to be super symbolic, very faith-driven, and that will be my last film with long hair. And we start shooting that at the end of November, towards the beginning of December.
And what is the timeline? When do you think that movie will be finished? And
I am praying that we get it done before Christmas, because I'd love to release it on Christmas. It's going to be a short film, so it can be done that quickly, and I'm just gearing up to do that. So
very exciting, very exciting. And so, if you were to have one line that were, inspire your friends, your network of people to look into what they could be doing to transform their lives, what would it be?
one line to transform.
Yes. Why is it important for them to transform? Why is it important for them to not be stuck?
If I had one line, I would say, don't be scared of the mirror.
Don't be scared.
Don't
of the
be
mirror.
scared of your reflection.
Wow,
Look
that's a big deal.
Look yourself right in the eye.
Be okay to be yourself.
Be okay not being okay. Like,
Wow.
it's okay to feel anxiety. It's okay to be depressed. It's okay to go through trauma. It's okay to feel like the world is crashing around you. What's not okay is to tell yourself that's how it's going to be forever. What's not okay is not seeking help, whether it be a therapist or whether it be God. Do not go to your friends. Do not go to your family. Go to someone who has no idea who you are, and seek help. Look yourself in the mirror every single day. Give yourself affirmations. Remind yourself how beautiful you are. Remind yourself how strong you are, even if some days you don't feel like it, because there's days I don't feel like it. Actually, this morning I woke up and I'm in so much pain. I'm like, God, please, I know it's going to get worse before it gets better, but I have to look myself in the mirror every day. And I feel like that one line, don't be scared of your reflection, look yourself in the mirror.
Wow, that's profound.
It's powerful.
That is profound. I know that I've had times in my life when I was younger, and even maybe more recently, where I wasn't able to look at myself in the mirror.
Yeah.
And growing up in foster care myself, I used to break mirrors
Oh, wow.
because I hated myself so much.
Oh.
It's not sad, but
Yeah.
to thank God I've come through all that.
I know. Look at you now. You're
I
looking
have to.
great.
I have to
You look
love who I
amazing.
am, because guess what? I have overcome 100% of everything I've been through,
That's
and
amazing.
so have you. We all have overcome 100% of everything we've been through. So remind yourself of that when you look in the mirror, because you're going to overcome this, you're going to overcome the next thing, and we're going to push through, we're going to endure, and we're going to overcome anything else that's thrown at us. If we get up and go and keep moving.
You gotta do
And
the work.
I used to tell my daughters, I've been mentoring young women for decades, and your girlfriend used to live with one of my goddaughters, adopted daughter. And the one thing I tell all the young women that I mentor is that you're either growing and learning, or you're dying.
Amen.
Because if you're not growing and learning, you're just atrophying your hope, your
ma'am.
mind, your thoughts, your potential. It's just all goes away.
Yep.
And you might as well, be not breathing, but we're breathing, so we need to be growing and learning and changing.
Amen.
And I really admire that at 31 years old, that you've come to a realization, you're acknowledging, the transitions that you need to go through yourself. And you mentioned a few minutes ago, and let's go into the story of what you went through 4 weeks ago. I don't know if I can name the place. I know you can't.
Yeah.
But we'll leave the name of the place that it happened out for now. But there was a major casino here that you were with friends at,
Yes.
and
yes.
it was 4 a.m.
Yes.
And you were coming out. And what did you see happen? And what happened to you?
So unfortunately, you guys probably been wondering what's wrong with my hand. I'm actually, if you can see, I have a back brace on as well. I was leaving the Encore Beach
Well, there you go. We'll have to cut that part out.
Yeah, I was leaving said casino, and on my way back to the car with my group of friends, this young woman, she didn't look a day over 20. She came up to me in fear. She had fear in her eyes, and she said, "Help me. They're going to hurt me." For a second there, I was kind of drawn back, and I had to step back for a second and like, what? What did you just say? She was like, "They're going to hurt me," and did this like with her eyes to kind of get me to look behind her. And when I did, I saw four men who looked like very, very bad men. And
In
I
what
immediately
way? Describe that. What does very bad men look like
well,
to you?
they look. It seemed to be as if they were trafficking her, and she was scared tremendously. And there was an exchange. She had money in her hand, so I would imagine there was an exchange of money. So I didn't know what to do in the moment because it was all happening so fast. I just quickly turned to security, and security was probably about 30 feet from me. And I ran up to the security of the casino, and I told them, "Hey, there's a young woman behind me who may be getting sex trafficked. She needs your help." And he looked at me, didn't say a thing. And now I'm like, okay, she's literally being kidnapped right behind me, and you're not doing anything. And this is what I'm thinking.
So then you saw her
So
then
then I'm
grab
like,
her?
yes. So as I'm talking, the woman behind me is being taken by the four men.
Oh, wow.
And then I'm like, hello, to the security. She's being kidnapped right now. You're not doing anything. She's being trafficked. He turned his shoulder to me. Then I started getting loud. I took my phone out. Because I am a social media influencer and because all these things, I was like, I'm not going to let this slide. I started recording them. I have the videos and all this stuff. I'm in a major lawsuit, so I cannot share any of this information. But I started recording them. Security came, and instead of stopping the woman from being kidnapped, they attacked me. 6 of them threw me down on the ground and abused me. I have nerve damage in my hand, my finger, all the way up to my elbow. And then from my left shoulder all through my back and up into my neck, I have scar tissue and nerve damage in 40% of my body in the back. I'm in pain literally nonstop.
So you were pummeled by 6 security
yes,
guards?
and
at
then
this
they
place?
held me hostage for about, I want to say it was, so this all happened at 3. I know you said 4, but it happened at 3 and it lasted till 7.
Wow, so for
they kept
hours
me
they
detained.
kept you.
They handcuffed me tightly. That's why I have nerve damage in my hand up into my arm. And they would not check on him. I was talking. I did not stop talking for 3 hours while I was down there, and no cops intervened. They never came and checked on me. At the end of this, they kicked me out of the casino with a dead phone. Wouldn't have let me have access to my car, and I had to walk from said casino all the way home.
Why wouldn't they let you?
They said it was their property. Now.
Your car belonged to them because
Yes.
you were trying to stop a girl from being kidnapped.
And they trespassed me, so I couldn't go.
Oh, they trespassed you.
They banned me for. And then the last thing they said before they went back inside is, "We'll call you when the next sting operation goes down, Mr. Cooley. Have a good day." And
So what does that mean, sting operation?
meaning, because when it comes to human trafficking and speaking out about it,
Yeah.
I've been doing that for.
We all need to be.
Everyone needs to be, because it's a serious problem. Human, child, all of it. It's one of the biggest crimes
It's horrific.
in the world.
Yeah.
And to be brutally honest with you, Vegas is, I just don't think they care, because this is how the casinos, they know what's going on.
You
They
think they're
told
in on
me
it?
they knew what's going on.
Oh, so they knew it's going
They
on.
know
So
it's going on.
You think they're getting paid off to look
I
the other way?
1,000% that the mob still has ties in the city. I 1,000% that money is a big player, and we all know this. Look at the world we live in. Money will do a lot of things, and I do believe they're fully aware of it. Which is funny, because if you go into a bathroom here in Las Vegas, you see signs everywhere. If you
Right.
see someone being trafficked, please say something. And I did say something, and I was met with brutal force. And the girl, I cannot erase her. I can't erase her image, the look that she gave me
Share
and
with
how
me
it's-
what you saw as she was being taken and what you heard.
And to be brutally honest, there are several videos of different angles and stuff that are out there. A friend sent me some of her angles that she got, and she noticed me from social media, reached out to me on my social media. She was like, "Hey, I know I don't know you, but I saw this happen," and she sent me her videos. I can't remember exactly where they went or what way they went. I just remember the girl saying help, and at this time I was already being very vocal.
What else was she saying? What else was
I
she
d-
hollering? It's something.
It's just
Somebody
help.
said. A friend of mine said that they had seen on the news just a real quick clip that just before a commercial about a young girl being taken as she was screaming, "I don't know these guys." Did you hear that?
I would here's the problem that I'm having with piecing the ending to this, because at the same time that was happening, I had 1,200 pounds of brutal force being put on me. At the
Right.
same time, I'm yelling.
I'm so sorry you went
there's a
through that.
lot of things like, and all of it's recorded. My friends and stuff, they recorded the whole thing, and all this is documented. My attorney, Eric Roy, is one of the most phenomenal attorneys in the city. If you are injured, if you've been in a car accident and you need help, or any injuries due, in my situation with the casinos, anything like that, please reach out to Eric Roy. He's phenomenal, and we're going to win this thing.
Were you
big time.
introduced to Eric Roy through David Kohlmeyer?
So
problem
David, the friend that you introduced me to, David helped me out tremendously. I went to one of his events and got to know him a little bit more. He's a great guy. My case is very hard.
Yes.
And it's very particular because most
Yeah,
of the
who
time,
wants to take that on?
yeah, most of the time people are slipping and falling. Most of the time you get in a car accident and it's a very easy breezy case, but this is a case where I was trying to report a serious crime, and I was met with brutal force by security. But luckily for me, Eric Roy has won many cases dealing with things like this and neglect from casino. So I am in good hands. God has me 1,000%. I'm in 40 weeks of recovery.
Is that what the doctors are saying? It's going to take about 40 weeks for your nerve damage to
Yes.
repair?
Yeah, and
Wow.
even then, there's not a guarantee. We're praying. I have an MRI on Thursday this week to see how severe the damage is. And I am praying it's not permanent. I am praying this is something that I can't, because I'm a guitar player. I'm a filmmaker. This is my right hand.
Right.
I can't even film. I haven't been
Right.
back to work since the incident because I can't put I do stunts. I'm heavy into costume performing, and I can't do any of this because it hurts a lot.
Wow.
It hurts to sleep.
Yeah.
So I'm navigating through all this, keeping God on my side, knowing, and I'm so thankful to be here today and get a moment to share this because it is serious.
So I want to go back to the question I asked you a minute ago. You mentioned that they said to you, "We'll call you when we do a sting operation." So is that then when they kind of put on a show and pretend like they're trying to bring bad guys down? Or what is a
Well,
sting
the
operation?
sting operation is, for instance, like the cops, whoever they get, and they're busting down a trafficking situation. I would be the person who lures the bad guy or sets it up,
Oh,
and
I see.
I would help bring down people. Like basically what I tried to do. You know,
So they're trying to like give you
they tried to give me a
sense
pat
of
on the.
relief.
Yes, they were like,
Oh, my
"Oh,
goodness,
you're such
wow.
a good guy. We'll call you." And I'm like,
Wow.
"Well, now I'm in pain."
So what were the security officers that pummeled you when they got you down into the basement and were holding you against your will and, making it out like you were the bad guy, putting you in cuffs and too tight cuffs and treating you horrible and despicable? What were they saying to you? What were they telling you about the
so it's
situation
funny,
other than
too.
they couldn't do anything?
Because there's about 6 cameras on me, so I'm praying that Eric Roy can get access to this footage. Because, like I said, I didn't stop talking the whole time. I was very vocal, very angry.
Sure.
And I said some very ungodly things. I said the worst things I could possibly say to these people because of how they knew it was happening. And when they brought me
Yes.
down, they were all on my side. They said, "I'm so sorry this happened. We understand where you're coming from." They found out my entire history and who I was in seconds. And they
Wow.
knew my story. They knew my family, which public records, anyone can really find this information out. But they knew a little too much. And the more they started fact-finding, the more they started asking me questions, the more they were on my side. And the more they were just like, we're sorry, we know this is a big deal. But it was more of a big deal to me. I looked them dead in the eye. I'm like, do you have children? Because I just saw my daughter right there, and you failed her. I'm like, what if in the future my children need help and you guys are going to turn your back? So
Right.
I was grilling into them and really speaking to the soul. There was one man, this is crazy. There was one security officer who was logging me in, doing all the fact finding. He was crying the whole time.
Wow.
I kept telling him, I was like, out of all the people that were in the room with me, I'm getting goosebumps, but out of all the people that were in the room with me, this man was on my side from start to finish. It was like, listen, this is an incredible story. I'm sorry this is happening to you. I'm just doing my job. And that's all he was doing. And he actually became a fan. He follows me.
Yeah.
And me and Michaela, my girlfriend, we were having dinner at a ramen spot on Spring Mountain in Chinatown. Guess who sat beside me in this restaurant?
Who?
Right when me and Michaela were about to leave. The
That same officer.
It was the...
Wow.
I'm getting... Look at this
Wow.
goosebumps. So, and it was nuts because I kept looking at him. I saw him sit down, and I looked at Michaela, and I was like, there is no way that's the guy.
That's amazing.
And then I looked at him, and he looked at me. Didn't say anything, but he smiled. And then his girlfriend was sitting. So he was on the right of her. She was on the left, so she was closer to me. Mm-hmm. And I just looked at her, because she started noticing that I was noticing him. And she's like, why does he keep looking at my man?
Right.
You know,
He's weirdo.
He's a weirdo.
Yeah.
And then I go, excuse me, can you get him for me? And she tapped on him, and then he looked at me, and I was like, I knew it. And then we stood up. He hugged me.